Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here and you've never seen my face before, I am Brooke and I am a college slash lifestyle life vlogger. Yeah, that makes sense. And today I thought I would come at you guys with a video about the time that I got cheated on. So I saw someone in the comments ask for this video and I thought it would be a part 2, or not a part 2, but a episode 2 to my storytime series that I started with the last story about the girl that pulled my hair. And if you guys did not see that, I will link it down below for you guys because that was such an interesting story and I was so shook by it. But it's okay because it already passed. It is fine. We are good and we are back. But first, I would just like to start off by saying that it has been so nice to be out of school. I'm so happy to be on summer vacation. I've been working a lot. Like, the only days I have off between this week and next week are just Tuesdays. Like, I literally only get Tuesday off and I work every single day. But it's okay because your girl making the money. She's making the money and then we're gonna save because we are college students and we need to do that. But if you aren't a college student, you should still be saving because that is the goal, to save and be able to move out at some point. So yes. And I have just been, hanging out with the fam, seeing some friends, like chilling with some peeps. So yes, be ready for more vlogs. I'm actually planning on seeing Jocelyn and Zane at some point before next Tuesday when it's the last time that I see them, but I don't know what we're gonna do. And it's been kind of cold here in LA, so I'm like, we can't go out to the beach and I need a tan because I'm still white. I went to the beach a couple days ago, but I don't really think it looks that, you can't really see like on camera, but like I still look really little pale. But anyways, that's it for some slight announcements, and let's just get into this crazy story time. Okay guys, so it first started out, I want to say like, oh my god, what was it, like a week in or so? So this kind of has a long backstory. It took place over like 4 months, I want to say. I met this guy, and I'm not gonna say like any names. I'm not gonna like really go like deep into the story just because like, I'm not like one to like spread gossip and drama like that. But there was this guy and I had gone out with my friends for the first time. It was our first time going out when we were living in the dorms freshman year, and it was Claire and my friend Katie and I, and we all went out to a frat party. And by the end of the night, it was like one of those frat parties that was like not supposed to happen, but they still did it anyways. So they were like shutting it down because they weren't supposed to have it. And then I had met these two guys, LOL, because one of them I'm still friends with, and whom I absolutely adore. Like, he's super sweet. But the other one was a sophomore at the time, and so I was a freshman. I was like, oh my god, like, older frat boy. And I was completely like, oh my god, like, he's my type. Like, I just like was really into it. And he was like, oh, let me get your Snapchat. So I was like, okay. Turns out, okay, so I get a Snapchat. Next day, Katie, Claire, and I decide to go shopping at Fashion Island in Newport. And so we were there, and Claire was like, you know what, I actually know this guy. And I was like, what the heck? And she was like, yeah, like, he went to my high school, like, I know who he is, like, you should Snapchat him. And I was like, oh, like, are you sure? Like, I don't usually make the first move. And she was like, just do it, like, whatever. And I was like, okay. So I ended up Snapchatting him, and then he Snapchatted me back, and then, long story short, yada yada yada, Snapchats, blah blah blah. He asked for my number, and I was like, okay, like, so I gave him my number, and we started talking, we started hanging out, like, blah blah blah, like, got closer, and yeah, we were like a thing. Okay, let me point out this and clarify by saying we were not officially like boyfriend and girlfriend, but when you're at that stage with someone where you're like, everyone knows you're like a thing, and you're like like together, but you don't have like titles or like labels. That's like what we were. So if you're thinking that it was like my boyfriend that cheated on me, it wasn't, but it was still very much like clear, 100% clear that we were together. Like he took me to one of his formals, and you know, we were at parties together, and just like we went to the gym together, and we were like seen around together. Okay. There were other circumstances just like throughout, it was like through a 4-month time period, like I said, and we, you know, it was like on and off. Like I just felt like I was, like looking back at it now, I just feel like I was very insecure like through that relationship, and I was not in a good place. And I know like 100% for a fact it's because of the way that this person was with me, and the way that, you know, I felt like I needed to be something like better than myself, which I personally think if you are ever in a relationship like that, you need to get out, because making someone that makes you feel less about yourself is literally never good. Like you never have, no, it's just like no. And also, I just want to take a second to say, I know in one of my recent videos I talked about how I'm not friends with two of my friends that I was best friends with in high school, and one of them is actually my neighbor like across the street, lols, and the other one goes to a different school now. So I was so wrapped up in this relationship with this guy that I kind of shut out my friends, and I was like, no, like this is what I'm doing. And you know, there was like kind of like two sides to the story, and you know, they didn't agree with some things I was doing, and I didn't agree with things they were saying, and just it, because of this relationship, like it just like that friendship kind of just like ended. And I'm not like strictly saying it was because of the relationship, but it was like, that was like a good big part of it. But yes, side note. Anyways, going back to the story. So long story short, it was really hard for me at times because I would question myself and second guess everything, and you know, that's never gonna in like a relationship, and it was just like a lot to deal with. And I was, you know, like he introduced me to so many people, I was meeting so many new friends, and I still keep in touch with like a good amount of the people that I met through this person. So that was good, kind of like getting me out of my comfort zone and just like being able to explore like going out and like meeting people, seeing people, yada yada. So now you all are probably wondering like, Brooke, when are you gonna tell us like what happened? I'm getting there right now. So Halloween, there was this huge Halloween party, and yes, it is a really big Halloween party. I don't think they did one last year, but it was for their frat, and I ended up going with Claire, Jocelyn, Zane, my friend Lizzie, and her boyfriend at the time, and we were all there. And you know, I was kind of with my friends most of the time, and he kind of went off, I don't remember, and I was like, oh, you know, where's so-and-so, like, and my friends were like, yeah, like we haven't seen him in a while. And I was like, oh, okay, like why don't we go check out on this balcony, because it was at this like older hotel, and I was like, okay, like we'll just go check out on the balcony. So I walk out onto the balcony, and I turn to my right, and all of a sudden I see him with this other girl, and they're like hardcore like making out, and I completely lost, like my heart just dropped. Like I was so upset, I just started bawling, like completely crying. And I'm not one to like cause a scene at a party or like just make a scene in general, but I could not help it. No one's ever done that to me before. I've never experienced that. I didn't know what to do. I was completely like so concerned, only to later find out, and this is where it gets worse, the girl that he was hooking up with was a girl who knew who I was and knew that we were a thing. She knew that this guy and I were together, and she still decided to go and do that. And she knew I was at the party too, and I think that is so disrespectful. I would never do that to anyone if I knew that they were with someone. I just like don't, I can't. Like, cheating is something that is so not okay, and like, I don't even know, like, some of you guys are maybe like, Brooke, you can't call it cheating because you guys weren't like officially together, but like, that is still cheating. What? Like, what? So yes, my friends were like, we need to get you out of here, like, let's go. And so I just got out of the party. I went back to my room. Claire was there, and I was like crying and crying and crying. Finally, I was like in bed, about to go to sleep, and I was trying to stop crying. I was like, I'm never gonna talk to him again. I can't, like, no. He ends up calling me, and I was like, oh my god. So I answer, being stupid, and he was like, I need to talk to you, like, blah blah blah, like, yada yada. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, okay, literally, because I'm someone to give people chances, like, all the time, like 5,000 100% times, like, over and over again. Gave him more chances. Relationship ended up just like not doing well. Like, after that, it was kind of like we just slowly stopped talking. I was the one that sat down and was like, we can't do this anymore. I can't be with you. This is so not okay. And so I ended it. And, you know, like, Brennan also got mad at me at the time, and he was like, Brooke, you can't put yourself in this situation. Like, he's really, like, hurting you, and I can't see you like this. Like, this is so wrong, blah blah blah. And I feel like I keep saying blah blah blah, yada. But it's like, I am not gonna like bore you guys with like random details. But yeah, so Brennan, Claire, Jocelyn, like, everyone was like, no, like, you cannot, you need to get out of this. And I was like, okay. So I ended it, and everything was done. And, you know, I definitely learned from that experience, and I just, you know, don't, you know, whatever. I don't hold grudges, and I still, you know, wish him the best. And his okay, it gets a little bit worse. I mean, some people might not think this is that bad, but I was just like, he is actually now dating the girl that he cheated with me on, and they've been dating for over a year. Yes, that's kind of how it ended. And, you know, I don't know her that, like, I never met her face to face, but I do know who she is, and I just don't have the utmost respect for her, because you don't do that to someone. So yes, that happened. But I also feel like one thing which kind of sucks for me, but also, like, I guess this is good for other people, is that I have, like, every time I've, like, had a thing with a guy, it's always been me that, like, makes, like, I don't even know how to put it, like, and Jocelyn knows this too, like, because we've talked about it, but, like, after I'm with a guy, they, like, all of a sudden, like, want a relationship with, like, the next girl that they're with, and I'm, like, so confused by that. But I'm like, okay, like, it's, like, good for you, like, I'm glad I helped you realize that, but that sucks for me. But that just means that I haven't found my person yet, and I'm still on the lookout for my person. So it's okay. Everything that's meant to be will be. Yes, guys, that is the moral of the story. But yes, it sucked. If you guys have ever been through a cheating experience, or have seen it happen in front of your face, or, you know, you end up going through that at some point, I hope you don't, but if you do, trust me, I feel you. I went through it. It sucked, and it took me a really good amount of time to get over it. But, you know, it just all leads you to something better in your life, and I definitely learned from that, and it was just an experience that I hope I never have to go through again. But yeah, I I hope you enjoyed it. I look back at it now and I laugh, and I think I was stupid to let a guy get so in my head and just really take my confidence from me. And at this point, I feel more confident. I feel, you know, I still get insecure and I still feel insecure sometimes about myself, but I feel way more confident than I did when I was in that phase and in that time in my life. So I'm so happy and so proud of myself for that. But if you guys have any more, you know, questions, any more comments, concerns, leave them down below. Or, you know, always feel free to DM me on Instagram if you guys ever have any questions or you want to talk to me about an experience like this, because I feel you, and, you know, I'm here. I'm here to help you. So I'm not a therapist, but I can help out a little bit. I also wanted to talk about doing a Q&A, a general Q&A. If you guys had any, you know, questions about me or questions about, you know, college in general or life in general, or, you know, CSULB, like, let me know if you guys want me to do a Q&A, because I know I've done like a Q&A before, but like, just, this is a broad one, like a huge different one. So let me know, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed hearing about my really sad experience, but I thought it was fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed this second story time. There will be definitely more to come because I have more stories, because my life is so interesting. Just kidding. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so freaking much. I keep getting DMs for you guys on Instagram, and I enjoy that. I enjoy like seeing that and responding to you guys, and know that I will always respond if you guys have questions. I'm actually gonna go respond to a couple questions I saw in my notifications right now, so I'm gonna go do that, and I have work today later. But I just will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.